Easy people, welcome back to my channel at Big Steve MCFC. Well, Manchester City 3, Palermo nil. The final pre-season game of the summer for us. Overall, a good workout. I enjoyed it. I don't know what you guys think. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the pre-match, the Oasis tifo, forever Palermo. A little bit of a nod to Manchester. You know, maybe there's some sort of little link going now. I know the City group have bought Palermo, and speaking to a lot of guys out there who went to the game, they said it was a fantastic place. You know what I mean? The city and everything, Sicily was beautiful. They've had a ball. I'm absolutely gutted. I couldn't go. I booked my flight and the hotel and had my ticket, but work commitments came up and I had to cancel it. So I was gutted when I seen everybody out there today having a beer and that and chilling out and just relaxing in the sun. I was a little bit gutted. Just let me have a drink of water. I'm gagging for a drink. Anyway, back to the game. I thought it was definitely a game of two halves. I thought the first half, team he picked was really, really good. Trafford getting his first run out, Cousinov and Stones at the back. I felt like Nico O'Reilly in midfield with Nico Gonzalez, Cherky in the 10, Oscar Bob, Mamouche, Haaland. I felt like it was a strong team. First 10 minutes was difficult to get into the game. Palermo were trying the best to unsettle us. The pitch wasn't the greatest. But once City found the feet, I thought we played some great football. I felt like Rayan Cherky every time wanted the ball. Give me the ball. Coming deep, getting it. Pushing into little gaps, breaking through the lines. You know, always looking for a positive outcome when he got the ball. It's a breath of fresh air to see a midfield, instead of playing it safe, side to side, somebody that's willing to get the ball and try something. Did it come off every time? No. Did he give the ball away a couple of times? 100%. But I tell you what, he looked sharp. You know what I mean? A couple of balls outside of the boot balls he played through there were very, very unlucky. And I thought City with Mamouche and Bob looked dangerous. I thought Oscar did well on the right-hand side. He's still coming back after that bad injury, but he's looking sharper every game. Mamouche seems to be looking favourite to start on that left. He's always dangerous. And I thought Erling Haaland is finally getting involved in the games now. If you watch, he's getting little touches here and there, you know what I mean? And he got the goal. All he needed was a chance, you know what I mean? His first touch probably wasn't the best if you look at it, but he wrapped his foot round it and put it in the bottom corner. 1-0. Nico O'Reilly played in the midfield. It's a bit of a weird one with Nico O'Reilly because me personally, I don't know where he gets in the team. I know Pep played him at left back last year, but I don't see him getting in the team at left back this year. But maybe he does, maybe he doesn't. What do you guys think? Do you see Nico O'Reilly in that left back position, or do you think he comes on bit part in the midfield? I've got to say a special mention to Rico Lewis, who, you know, I've been his biggest critic over the last season. I thought he had a steady game coming in from that right back position, inverted. I think Pep likes him, the way he can play in the small spaces, keeps it ticking along. I thought he did well. But one person I was impressed with first half was Nico Gonzalez. You know, that's a player that a lot of people have said, why has Pep signed him? You know, he doesn't give him a chance. I felt like he sat deep well. He kept the ball moving. He broke down the play. He needed to drive with it. He drove with it. And I think he covered a lot of grass in that first half. And I think it was probably the best I've seen him play. You know what I mean? And let's hope that with Rodri, the news of Rodri being injured, that Nico Gonzalez can start to step up and get in that team because we're going to need him. And I thought he did all right. So overall, first half, I know they could have scored Palermo. I think they had a header off a corner, which nobody marked him. I think Haaland missed it. The guy headed it just wide. Other than that, I don't think James Trafford was troubled. And speaking of Trafford, I thought he had a steady game. But you can see that passing out from the back with his feet under pressure was a little bit concerning. Twice, I think he nearly got caught. If you fast forward that to the second half and you watch the same scenario with Edison, he just knows when to get rid of it instead of pissing arsing about with it. You know what I mean? So I think that's something Trafford's going to learn. I think that's something Pep's going to be working on in training. You know, players closing him down and seeing how calm he is with it. But as a presence in goal, I thought he looked the part, Trafford. Aït-Nouri for me was okay, showing some great footwork at times, but I thought it was one of his most quieter games. But for me, first half, it was Ryan Cherki that stood out. Him and Nico Gonzalez, for me, I felt made a difference. And we went in at half time 1-0. Second half, he changes it. Full 10 players changed. Erling Haaland was the only one kept up front. Second half, he brings on a lot of the older guard. You know what I mean? Ruben Diaz, Bernardo Silva, Manu Akanji, Ilkay Gundogan. Players that we know are Pep's uncles. They're the older players, you know what I mean? They're steady. And you could see it in the play. The second half, we were a lot slower. We were a lot more in control. We were a lot more patient. We wasn't as gung-ho as we was in the first half. I felt like Savinho and Doku, pretty much what we've seen the last few years. Get the ball, you know, try a trick or two, try and cut inside, try and shoot. Savinho had a couple of great chances where he should have scored. He snatched at it. And to me, that's a big part of Savinho's game that he has to improve. You know what I mean? He does get in some great positions and he snatches at it. He either flies 65 foot over the bar or, you know, it's just wide of the post. It's not good enough for a player of his caliber. Savinho needs to do more, in my opinion. You know what I mean? We've had the season last season where you broke through. This season is all about end product. We've seen what you can do on the ball, deliver at the final end. I'd rather you not do one step over, but ping it in the top corner. You know what I mean? Jeremy was the same. But what I did notice second half, Blues, is we started to pass it again side to side to side. It started to get a little bit slower. And I thought, here we go again. He brings on the old guard, Ake, Akanji, Diaz, Gundogan, Bernardo, and it slows the game right down. But there was one vital difference this time in the second half that was head and shoulders above everybody else. Tijjani Reijnders, the Dutch midfielder, was a cut above anyone on the pitch when he came on. He was gliding around in midfield. He was getting involved in play. He was defending. He was breaking the ball up. He was getting forward. But what he does have is a knack of arriving at the right time. His first goal was a great touch. He gets himself into the box. He smashes it in. The second goal, even better. You know what I mean? Little bit of a flick from Divine Mukasa, who I'm going to talk about in a minute. Young player, played the other night at Chorley. I went and watched him. He's come on around 65 minutes for Haaland, I think. Maybe earlier than that, actually, 55 minutes. And then he's laid the goal off. Just a delicate, intricate little flick. Puts Reijnders in the clear. He buries it. It's 3-0. But I'll tell you something. He should have had a hat-trick. He went through and he skipped it past the goalkeeper. Beautiful. And all he had to do was tap it in the empty net. And I think his legs got tangled. And he tried to flick at it and he missed it. But Reijnders was outstanding for me. And what we're going to have to do now is we've seen both sides of the coin. First half, second half. Pep's got to now mix that together and come up with the best version of Manchester City. Now, trying to predict a team for Wolves next week is going to be difficult because I don't know how he's going to play it. You know what I mean? I feel like Haaland, Mamouche, Bob works better than Haaland, Savinho, Doku. Now, hear me out. The midfield, it's got to be, for me, Nico Gonzalez, Tijjani Reijnders, Ryan Cherki. I think Reijnders and Gonzalez sit, and I think Cherki's the 10. Defence, it's got to be Aït-Nouri on the left, Ruben Diaz, Josko Gvardiol, and right back, I've got no qualms with if he went with Rico Lewis inverting, or even if he went with John Stones inverting, because John Stones tonight, I know he's not been fit, but he looked okay, and he's a good player. So that, and then Edison would be the goalkeeper for me, only because I feel like Trafford's just got to do a little bit more and fight him out this season. But if I'm starting a game against Wolves, well, okay, I'll pick my team for Wolves. Edison in net, 8-0 at life at left back, Josko Gvardiol and Ruben Diaz. And I'm gonna go Mateus Nunes at right back. This is against Wolves. I'm gonna go Nico Gonzalez. I'm gonna go Tijjani Reijnders, Rayan Cherka. I'm gonna go Omar Mamouche on the left, Phil Foden on the right, and Haaland up front. That's my 11 to start for Wolves. What do you guys think? Is there anyone you would change? This is presuming that Rodri's not fit, you know? So that's what I would go with. But no, overall, it was a great performance. I thought we played really, really well. Nice and steady. I think after the panic against Al Hilal, I know Palermo are not in the same league as Al Hilal. Al Hilal were dangerous with the strikers and the pace, but we did look okay. You know what I mean? We did look controlled at the back, and we did create chances. And to be honest, it could have been 4 or 5. So I'm pleased. I'm pleased to see everybody get a game. I'm pleased to see Rayan Cherki dominate that first half, and Tijjani Reijnders, mark my words, is going to be one of the players of the season. I just feel like he's made for this Manchester City team, and City have done the homework on him, and he looks lively. So if him and Rodri can get together in that midfield, I think the Premier League's got a problem. So I'm happy with it. But let me know what you guys think. There's no point me waffling on too much. I'll just give you my general outline of it. I'm not going to do a fucking 45-minute video about a pre-season friendly in Palermo. I just jumped on to give you my thoughts. That's what my feeling is. Nico Gonzalez, Cherki stood out in the first half. Reijnders in the second half. Johnny Stones getting minutes under his belt is always a bonus. Seeing James Trafford in the flesh is always a bonus. And Big Earl getting on the score sheet is always a bonus. And like I say, I like the way we played. I like the way we tried things different. And considering what we saw last season, we've got options. Options is the key for me this season. Options. So when a team comes to the Etihad and sits in a low block with 10 at the back, instead of passing it along in a straight line for fucking 65 minutes and hoping Ruben Diaz can ping one from the edge of the box, we've finally got people overloaded, overlapping, underlapping, cutting inside, little intricate passes, Erling Haaland laying the ball off, little touches here around the box. We look dangerous, people. Dangerous. And I'm excited for it. Do we need any more signings? Probably need a right back. I think a lot of City fans would be more comfortable if we signed a natural right back. But listening to Pep in his interview before the game, it looks like there's got to be players going out. Jack Grealish, James McAtee, definitely going to leave, the pair of them. Reyes has gone out on loan. Echeverri was not involved in the squad again. So I think he could possibly go out on loan. For me, Echeverri is a tough one because I think he's got a little bit of that X factor, that little bit of a spark. And I think over a season, we need him in certain games. I think we could do well. So I'd be very disappointed if we let Echeverri go out on loan. I feel like he needs to be in and around the squad. Carabao Cup games, FA Cup games, Champions League games. I feel like he needs to be in there. But with Nico O'Reilly, Gundogan, Kovacic coming back, etc., I think that midfield's overloaded, and I feel like we're going to struggle to play him, you know. But let me know what you think. And players going out of the squad, Akanji, Ake, Stones, we mentioned it. Does one of them go? You know what I mean? Stones saying this is his home. If it was a toss-up between Akanji and Ake to leave, who would you choose? That's a tough one. I can't say any of them have put a foot wrong. I think, yeah, they might be getting older, but they've never let us down. You know what I mean? But that's another question. But anyway, I thought I'd drop this on there. I've done my little TikTok 60-second review. This is near 15 minutes. Let me know what you think. Please hit the like button. Please share. The algorithm killed me, but I'll tell you something. You guys backed me because the last video, it started off real slow, but it's gathered momentum and it's got traction. And I've got a lot of positive comments on it. So please leave a like. Please share this stream to other City fans. And please leave me a comment. I always read the comments. If I don't reply to you directly, if I like it, you know I've read it. You know what I mean? So please leave a comment, interact with it. And I'm back. Big Stevie's back. I'm trying to upload regular. Wolves coming up this week. We'll do a match preview. And then the Premier League starts, thank God. Anyway, it's a late one from me. All the best. Manchester City 3, Palermo 0. Keep the faith. Rayan Cherki, Tijjani Reijnders, Nico Gonzalez. The boys are back in town. Up the Blues.